Good morning, everyone. As Christopher mentioned, my name is Brad Gidden, and I'm one of the many people at CalTech. CalTech, for those of you that don't know us, we are a little different sort of IT services company. We started more than 20 years ago with two West Texas boys that wanted to make good on the idea that people matter first. Even when it applies to technology. This is a little picture I like to call mullets and malnutrition. They probably will kill me for that, but that's okay. Every day we at CalTech get the opportunity to serve community banks by being there when they need IT expertise. What sets us apart is that we deliver that service with a human touch. Now, I could go on and on about how we do that, but I thought it might be better for you to hear from some of our own real IT experts.
A customer just had moved over to us from another firm and just talked about how at this point they don't have to worry about day-to-day operations. They just trust that CalTech's handling it.
She had given me a really good compliment and saying that just how awesome it was to work with me and that I always got her issue resolved quickly. And then I also got to go meet her in person whenever I was doing one of their on-sites. And it was just a really cool thing to be able to meet somebody that has been giving you awesome feedback.
They were having this really bad fax issue, and we continue to work on it constantly. And BJ at Angelo Associates, he was very happy with our service, and she brought this big box of several kinds of desserts.
I think the most satisfying thing is knowing that as a company, we allow people to do their job well. They can come in, take care of business, knowing that their computers are going to work, their network's going to work. They can trust CalTech to take care of that.
So now that you've met some of our people and seen an amazing photo of our two owners, Will and Brent, I thought I'd share a little bit more specifically about what we do. So if I could summarize it into one statement, it's that CalTech helps our customers, most of which are community bankers, ensure the technology they're using covers their business needs and also helps them achieve their strategic goals. It's that simple. Or take the example of an umbrella. When the forecast calls for rain, you grab your umbrella, you head out the door expecting that it will cover you. Well, in the same way, we help cover our customers' technology needs 24/7, on-site or remote. Let me share two specific service offerings just to give you a little bit better picture of what we do. The first is our Managed Service Plus. It's our turnkey network support and service offering. Managed Service Plus is designed to either be supplemental IT support for an internal IT department or act as standalone IT for a community bank. So everything from password resets to IT strategy and planning, even audit and exam remediation, we have you covered. And it's actually, as Christopher mentioned, it's because of our Managed Service Plus offering that CalTech was recently named as IBAT's newest endorsed service provider. The second product I'm excited to share with you is our Everspace Service Suite. Everspace allows our bankers to focus far less time on technology and far more time on banking and their customers. Everspace is a comprehensive hosted infrastructure solution. So think no more worrying about hardware, refreshes, software licensing for your bank. With Everspace, your bank's network resides in our secure 24/7 backed up and monitored facility. The Everspace suite also includes disaster recovery and co-location options as well. We developed Everspace so our community bankers can efficiently and cost-effectively, is the key, maintain and see the maximum continuity of their IT infrastructure. These services allow you to overcome technology challenges such as the continual hardware refreshes or even developing and maintaining an adequate DR site. Now, there are other services, of course, I could go on about, but we've learned, like many of you in the room, what's key to us, our biggest asset is our people. Now, don't get me wrong, technology is a great and powerful tool, but at the end of the day, it is still just a tool. It takes real people who know your industry and your particular business needs to utilize that tool in a way that works best for you. Realizing this, we have worked vigorously to hire and keep the right people at CalTech. For example, our employee turnover rate for the past 2 years has been less than 12%. That's in an industry that's typically 50 to 60% or more. This has involved deliberately investing in our people so that both CalTech and our customers see a benefit in that. You know, I really like the idea of being covered. When it's all said and done, it's you, our customers, who are the real litmus test of how well we do that. We see your satisfaction as the ultimate affirmation of how we cover you with a level of service that others simply can't provide.
Well, we continue to work with CalTech because of the relationship. So it's not just an IT company, right? It's a company that provides that relationship. The relationship with CalTech is a really good working relationship. A lot of times you see companies that are they're outside companies, and you see them as an outside company, but with CalTech, they're really part of the bank, and they're really part of the infrastructure. I think CalTech is a good fit for any company with any type of IT needs, from small to large. They can help reduce workloads with existing employees. CalTech's able to bring to community banks and other businesses products and solutions that they might not be able to envision themselves.
Thank you for your time this morning. I invite you to come over and meet us, grab a drink with us, and of course, grab an umbrella. Thank you.
Thank you, Brad.
14 seconds, good.
Any questions from our Shark Tank?
I was very impressed with that 95.9% customer satisfaction rating. You know, there are a lot of companies out there that are providing a similar service. Mm-hmm. What sets you apart from your competition?
Great question. It really is. It's our people. It's how they get in. I had a banker that had sent an email. A bank had called him for a reference. Mm-hmm. And he said, I told him that CalTech works really hard to know us as a bank and what we're trying to accomplish and help us set up our IT to do that. And I was like, that's a great example, you know, from a banker of how we, you know, are most valuable to them.
So versus the vendor, you really come in as a trusted advisor.
Exactly, exactly. Because there's 100 million ways probably to do a network or do IT.
I think so.
But it, you know, you kind of can get to just a few options when you really get to know the customer.
And I like the fact that you balance the business strategy with IT. A lot of times we don't see IT folks at the strategy table, which I find that interesting because with the expenses, you know, outside of the employee expense, IT is the next highest. And to make that bank strategy work, there's so many IT components to it. So.
And time again, we've seen an IT department where it's like, hey, here's a new program we just went through 8 months of due diligence, and it's, you know, install it. And they're like, wait, we didn't even know. You know, we've got to build out this whole back end to support it. So absolutely right.
Brad, we do have a question from the audience here. Does CalTech do IT audits as well?
We do not, because we're usually the ones doing the network support, so we don't want to check ourselves.
Oh, audit your own work.
Okay, well, first of all, in the interest of full disclosure, we are a CalTech customer. I think one of the things you might want to touch on is, or I'll ask the question so you can answer it. How about that? Do you, if the situation warrants or needs, put someone on site for a period of time to get things streamlined, organized, running correctly?
Absolutely, we do. So always, as much work we can do remote, we love to do that because that's faster, quicker, it's immediate. But most definitely, we are either driving on site if need be, and for some of our banks, and we have an office where our guy at 8 a.m., he shows up and that's his office. He still works for CalTech, but he's in the bank building, a lot more accessible sometimes as well. So we walk in a lot of situations where that's just needed because there's a mess to clean up or whatever. So.
Not that we had a mess to clean up.
No,
full disclosure.
No, full disclosure. Mark does not have a mess to clean up. But
I will just to. I don't know if this is appropriate for the Shark Tank or not, but we just finished our second audit with CalTech. Using CalTech, and we had the best audit in our bank history, best IT audit in bank history. So
that's very appropriate for the Shark Tank.
They do a great job.
Drop the mic, quick.
There you go, buddy. Walk away.
I think that's your walk-off cue right there, Brad. Drop the mic. Yeah, absolutely.
Thank goodness it was a good one. The shark would have eaten him otherwise.
That's right. Thank you, Brad.